All right, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Bosco here with the ones and onlys, Potts and Jake and Bake, here for your Stray J podcast. Looking at a mid-draft. I guess we're a little bit past midway, or at least we got through the important part. A few more important picks probably coming up here. We're just gonna do a quick little draft recap, check in where we think we're with everyone's team, see how this shit fucking goes.
I mean, I think we can say that everybody has their team settled except for Rowan, who is following some weird-ass draft process that nobody really understands.
And that's always a problem because when Rowan's doing something that we don't understand what he's doing, it usually ends badly for us.
I know. I'm really annoyed that he got at least one starting running back. Zeke sucks. It's not going to work that well, but, I don't get what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I can't even pretend to know what he's doing. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, maybe he's just tanking for a couple years because at least half of his rookies are going to be good.
Probably all of them, if we're being real.
I mean, Harrison's going to be good. Who else did he get? I think one of the quarterbacks is going to be good. He's got McCarthy, Williams, and Phoenix.
And running back Justin Fields.
I was pissed about him taking Justin Fields so early. I thought I was going to be able to get him on the snake round, and I was like, all right,
that was so early for
Fields.
Justin
Will be good. That'll be a good take.
I get what he's trying to do. I don't think he did it most successfully.
No fucking clue.
I mean, no. It makes sense. I actually just saw a fucking tweet today that was like, don't draft running backs in startups. Just trade for them as the season gets closer because they're way more expensive to actually draft than trade for, once the teams are settled and everything. And I get it. He saw the opportunity to go for a full tank squad. But again, first 5 picks, fantastic. And then Watson, I don't know about that.
Wait a second. First 5 picks, fantastic. Disagree.
Yeah. Williams, Harris, London, Pitts, McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy.
I think if he's going for what he's doing, let's tank and get some young assets that could potentially
JJ McCarthy
go up in value. Just in terms of value though, McCarthy has the potential to go up in value from this year to next year, right?
100%.
He does.
Where players Watson, I get he's was elite, but I don't know. I'm 100% taking Bryce Young over Watson for his team. I'm taking Pickens over Watson for his team. Rice, Penix, that's fine. Might have at that point instead of Rice gone Bo Nix. I would rather have Pickens and Bo Nix than Watson and Rice. And
I think Rice is a good pick.
Yeah, if he could not just do some Tokyo Drift type shit, then yeah.
But
he likes to go fast. He's like Ricky Bobby.
There's just better picks than Likely and Otten, and then he's trying to kind of fill in the holes here.
The Kate Otten pick was wild.
You had to lock it down, man.
Any idea what that was about? That was such a wild pick that I texted my coworker who I talk fantasy football with constantly, and he texted me back. He was like, "What the fuck,
bro?" He could have gotten any rookie wide receiver that was left still, Rome Wilson, Dontavian Wicks. I would have rather drafted Dontavian Wicks there. These 2 picks there were just kind of major head scratchers. And now he's trying to fill in the blanks with some producers with Palmer, Williams, and Elliott. But I think he needed to just really commit to the bit here and go full rookie, sell it out, and not worry about producing this year. I love J-Mo. I probably would have gone Troy Franklin over Jerry Jeudy, but maybe he was thinking about getting the stack with Watson, Jeudy. Again, I think the first 5 picks solid, and then I think he kind of went astray.
Well, I mean, we'll ultimately see what happens. I think he's a shoo-in for last place so far.
No, he definitely
his team is bad.
He saw the opportunity that no one else was really taking to go for the full-on tank, which is crazy because he kept offering me to trade. He was like, I'll trade you my second for this pick. And had I known this was going to be the strat, I fully would have. But maybe if I had done that and made that trade with him, he would have gone a different direction too.
He's always up to some
trigger
bullshit.
happy. He's not trigger happy, so what he's doing is going to work out for him. It just pisses me off that it's so stupid looking. But let's not get stuck on Rowan for the whole time here.
Yeah.
Why don't
do
we
we wanna-
address the number one elephant in the room? And Bosco, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like,
Not gonna lie,
like,
I really hadn't
explain yourself.
Oh, Bosco,
What
you're
the
on the
hell?
chopping
Like,
block
what the
next,
hell's
dude.
going on?
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
I really wasn't sure what I was gonna do. I just knew that like I wanted to trade back in the first round and try and get some accumulated value
That's smart.
smushed in. Like, I mean, if we look at
Definitely
like
smart.
my picks, right? I'm not taking a single one of my own picks except for the 11-3, which I traded back for.
But you traded it back, yeah. That
Yeah.
doesn't count.
But like I
That's
don't got a
traded
single one of
pick.
my own picks until the
21?
21st round, yeah. And like I also, for a while didn't have like any picks between round like 8 and 13. And then I realized there was some value to be actually had in these kind of 10, 11, right? And so I was like, I need to get back in there. And I basically traded away I had 2 8s, I think, and I traded those back and
you
back.
gave it to me.
And I got got that value. But like I what I was really trying to do was pretty much get a late first and early second so that I could get the Murray Harrison stack. That's what I really wanted to do. Couldn't make it happen, so I was extremely happy. Yeah, if I was Mocan, that would have been the easiest 2 picks of my life. I mean, I definitely have St. Brown over Harrison. St. Brown's an absolute beast.
Tyler.
But if you can get that stack, yeah, like fucking send that stack because that's gonna be gold for a few years at least. But yeah, once Jackson made it to 7, I was pretty happy with that. In my opinion, it's like Allen, Hurts, then Mahomes, then Jackson, Richardson, kind of in there. Richardson could completely break the game, but like I have Murray right behind that too. You think Richardson's better than Hurts?
I think he's going to be. Yeah, I was a Richardson owner last year, and then the week before he got hurt, I traded for Hurt. So
that worked
was
out.
the beneficiary of both of their styles of play.
Yeah.
And Hurts was so good for fantasy for me last year only because the Eagles were so good at getting down at the 1-yard line. That's the only thing that he was doing that was so consistently productive. We think we know that engine runs with Kelce, and without Kelce being there, I'm not so sure that they're going to rely on the push at the 1-yard line so much this year, and especially adding Saquon Barkley. I think they're going to go for longevity of Hurts, which is probably smart, but I think Anthony Richardson is going to outproduce fantasy-wise better than Jalen.
Yeah, I mean, with Barkley there, that's like 100%. They're not going to be down at the 1 that often, and when they are, they're going to be able to lean on him a lot more than that.
Yeah, they're just going to they're going to do what the Seahawks should have done and just pound it 3 times. Oh, this is the other thing about me thinking Richardson's going to be better than Hurts. He's got Shane Steichen. Anthony Richardson plus Shane Steichen is going to be very, very, very good.
But can Anthony Richardson make it through like 2 games in a row?
So, Potts, you're the one who made that trade with me for Hurts.
How I looked at it, honestly, going into the draft, I said I wanted to come out of the draft with one of obviously like the big like 3 or 4, if you want to call it that, like the Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Stroud / Richardson ? I wanted to come out of the draft with like honestly either Allen or Hurts or Mahomes. So when obviously those first 2 guys went off the board, I said, well, shit, I don't want to like rely on them. Well, first of all, I totally thought Lamar Jackson was going to not be there when at 1-7. So I was kind of kicking myself a little bit. But honestly, Jalen Hurts is a phenomenal fantasy quarterback. He's going to run the ball a lot, and he's built to sustain hits. Like, he's pretty thick. I'm not going to lie. He's not like an Anthony Richardson or like, Lamar Jackson. Like, he's pretty durable. So I'm pretty happy.
He did get hurt last year
with
though.
that.
Was banged
Nice
up
to lock down the quarterback early, and I think I definitely made up for it. Like towards the back end of like the first 10 rounds was just some like win now pieces to kind of like round out the lineup. So honestly, the draft felt nice for me. I was kind of kicking myself at first though, because I totally didn't think Lamar was going to be there.
Who'd you guys have as like your number 1 targets at each position?
Bijan at running back for sure. I really
you got him. Good job.
Bijan, yeah. Just because I think he's like gonna have a career longevity wise, like similar to Adrian Peterson. Like I think he's just gonna be an animal for 10 years.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? So I think Jordan Love is gonna be so good.
I agree with you.
And the fact that I was able to get him at 2.4, that was a big one for me. Getting CD Lamb, then getting our QB1 for sure, and then trading up to get Prescott, I was like, all right, We're set at quarterback for at least another few years. No question.
Obviously, what I did definitely more risky, but if Rodgers just plays the next 2 years and is like a QB2, like I'll take that every day of the week, and I'll just deal with it later. As far as quarterback's concerned, I just figured, you get the one stud, you can wait a while, and obviously trading up to get Hurts, I kind of had to fill out the rest of the roster first before I got to that.
Definitely.
I absolutely love the CD Dak stack. I think that's great. Again, I probably 100% of the time would have gone Murray over Love. Just like I don't know if Love has that rushing upside that Murray does. And I mean, he balled out, right? He got to sit behind Rodgers, learn. He's got a great that's a young ass team with some really good wide receivers. But
I have a personal vendetta against Kyler. I hate him almost as much as I hate Lamar Jackson.
What do you have against midgets, bro?
They're worthless. What do you want?
Yeah, going back to your last question, I really didn't have. I mean, I didn't have like a player that I needed. Like again, what I was really going for, I really wanted to be able to get that Murray Harrison stack because I've been trying to get Murray in some of my other leagues. But yeah, like it kind of just was how the board played out. Like once AJ Brown got like past round 2. I knew I had to trade back up or to get him there because that was just like insane value.
Round bothered me so. TJ.
Yeah, let's go over to TJ's team.
TJ just fucked me with that one. I sent him a very fair trade. I don't remember what it was, but I know it was very fair because me and Rob were like, Christian McCaffrey is still available and it's the 3rd round. We have to go get him. Like, he is way too good to not be picked within the first 24 pick. And TJ didn't even respond, but ignored it. Chris Olave, what the fuck? You could have traded back 2 rounds and still gotten Chris Olave. He's getting thrown to by a geriatric moron. Like,
or an albino. We don't know.
God, it was so frustrating. And like then, of course, Aaron via Bosco Aaron via Bosco.
Yeah, Aaron via Bosco
fucking
just snagged
Christian McCaffrey, and I'm like, oh no, now he has Josh Allen and Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, yeah, Aaron's team's looking. I mean, pretty dirty with freaking Kels, McCaffrey, Barkley, Allen, Ayuk. But then then you got Young and Carr as his QB, 2, one of those guys.
Got the band of misfit
Coleman,
toys after those guys you just rattled off.
You got Hopkins, Shakir. Like it's gonna be. He's got a real strong 5 players there. But then it's gonna be. I mean, I guess you could count Zamir White too. I'm not a big White guy. I mean, people
last I checked, you were definitely a White guy.
I mean, I am a White guy, I guess. Yeah, but I'm not a Zamir guy, I should say. I think.
There you go.
I mean, everyone's like he was more efficient than Jacobs, like all this stuff. I mean, he's a.
Josh Jacobs was a rushing champion, dude. Don't talk shit about my guy, Josh.
Is this your guys' first dynasty league?
No, I've been a part of a couple.
Yeah.
I was part. I think Potts was also part of the league that the league that this was. Yeah, I'm gonna say probably hand up my fault for that one disbanding. I antagonized John Brancato.
You want to give him the history?
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, for anyone
pretty on brand for the month of June too.
For anyone in the fantasy league that wasn't or that is new to this fantasy league, we were in a league prior with a lot of similar guys, but it was Matt and Chris's brother, older brother John, and I think his friend. I don't remember who his friend was. But basically, it was a lot more complex than this because we were doing contracts where players went into free agency after I think after the first round, after the first draft, it was 4 years, but then beyond that, you could do like 2-year contracts, 3-year contracts, whatever. So me and Aaron were. I had my own team, but it was like far too much for me to pay attention to. So I gave up my team and joined Aaron's. And then me and Aaron were kind of spitballing what we needed to do. We had a very, very bad team, and we were trying to make some big free agent signings, and we accidentally bid too much money than we had in cap space for Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and we won the bid, unfortunately. So like when we're doing it, we're like, oh, we're over the cap, we can't do this, and so it fucked everything up. And then we got into a pissing contest between me and Matt's brother, and I'll take full blame for this because once I see the blood in the water, the troll in me just comes out, and like I'm not gonna stop. So every time John would throw a fit, I would just make fun of him throwing a fit, and he would then throw a fit more. and it would just spiral and spiral and spiral. And essentially, I bullied Matt's older brother out of it. Seems. I am kind of proud of it because it was very funny, but then the league disbanded and we just decided to do this. So this is the new startup coming from. If it was going to be given the correct attention, it could have been really, really great. But like, it's hard to do. We're all older now. It's like it's going to be hard to keep up with this. Like,
it's a whole job.
I can't even keep up with the amount of trades that you've made. Like, let alone like it's just so much easier. I picked a majority of my own picks. I only traded back my second and third pick because I knew Rowan wanted Marvin Harrison, and I was going to get whatever value I could out of it. Or if I had picked Jordan Love in my spot, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to get Jonathan Taylor because Jonathan Taylor screams Rowan. You know, it's not the best trade in the world, but it got me as much value as I needed. But yeah, that was I guess a little bit of his league here.
Yeah, that
and then I did
sounded like
do a
insane
dynasty league.
with having to like
it was
actually
so much, dude. Like
do contracts and have
kudos to
a
Matt
budget.
and everyone.
It was
It was too much. It was way too much.
It was like a full-time job.
Why don't we go through each team, like go just left to right? What if we did we're through 16 rounds. Let's go through first 5 rounds, the number like the best pick that we think that person made, then from 6 to 10, and then from 10 to 15. Top 3 picks that we think that they made in like each individual set of rounds.
I like that. So we'll start with Matt here. I think Mahomes 101 is a huge throw. He should have gone Allen or Hurt.
Agree 100%.
I mean, I get the Puka hype.
I disagree.
But I still think like AJ Brown over Puka, IMO, big miss.
I think Matt's best pick in the first round in that first set of 5 rounds was Dalton Kincaid, without a doubt. Dalton Kincaid was high on my board. We unfortunately traded the pick that could have been Kincaid to get Prescott, which I'm very much okay with. But if I still had my 4th round pick, I would have done everything to get Dalton Kincaid.
I mean, actually, you know what? I don't even know if I agree with that because, like, 1 pick after McBride, like, I mean, for all we know, Kincaid could be the number 1 receiver for the Bills this year. But, like, with Pitts, Bowers, and Andrews still there, too, I don't fully know about that. But,
yeah,
Potts, you said you
young.
disagree with the QB take. You're still taking Mahomes 101?
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of just keeping it simple. I mean, he's the most consistent and best quarterback probably, regardless of the situation around him. Time will tell. We'll see what happens with Josh Allen this year without a true number 1. He's gonna have to be a Patrick Mahomes.
He's gonna run. He's gonna run, bro.
But we'll see. I just think Patrick Mahomes is the clear-cut best quarterback in the NFL, safest pick, like 1-1 in a dynasty league. Like, can't really go wrong with that. Like, you're not going to be kicking yourself. He's probably the safest by far in my book, and I would definitely take him 1-1. I mean, he's, I just think he's in a tier of himself just as a player, and that's kind of crux of it, to be honest, because Josh Allen's running is gonna go away at some point in his career. Mahomes is definitely a better passer in my opinion. So I think the longevity with Mahomes over Allen. That's for fair. Sure.
I think his best in that mid-tier rounds. Oh, unless Bosco, were you saying something about
No, Mahomes? I was just gonna say I see the argument for Mahomes 101 being like the safety and the longevity there. I still think, like, with that 101, go for the upside. If you're worried about Allen not having someone to throw to, like, take Hurts, because I think those are easily like the 1-2 in like a slightly different tier in terms of fantasy. It could go downhill for Mahomes fantasy wise for a little bit before it gets better. Where like, let's go Hurts. You've got 2 certified studs that like both just got paid. I think the disrespect on Goddard getting to the 14-10. I was trying so hard to get up and snag him. 29, he's super, like, pretty young for a tight end. Like, he was valued as like a top 5 tight end for a bit in Dynasty. Like, I think him going after, I mean, again, the likely odd picks just have me scratching my head. But like, I would have taken him above, or at least in the range of Sennett, Kmet, and Freiermuth. Like, he deserves to be in that range, not in the Musgrave, Sanders, whoever fucking Johnson, Dolchich, like,
Yeah.
I was very torn on Dalton Schultz or Dallas Goddard, and ultimately just kind of was worried about Goddard's age and just general health. He's a fantastic player, and honestly, I kind of, looking back on it, kind of think like him with a Hurts stack would have been nice, but.
Yeah. And Schultz, there's so many mouths to feed there. Like, you're banking on touchdowns for Schultz.
They did just pay him like $30 million to be their tight end. So like, if you follow the money, you can make an argument that way. And that's kind of like where we were at. Where like they gave him a bunch of guaranteed money. Like he'll get catches. Like he'll be solid. He's not going to be. He doesn't have the ceiling. But the floor is pretty high with him in my opinion as far as tight ends go.
I do think that Matt's best pick was Trey Benson though. That's going to be a great pick.
I like Benson. I like Harris, especially. Like he went pretty thin at running back. He's only got 3 now, but these are all running backs that I like: Benson, Harris, and Miller.
Yeah, Benson I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna take over for Connor back there.
Connor's gonna get injured, so it's gonna get time.
Trey Benson's a good move. All right, let's go to TJ.
Oh, TJ's team.
And again, I think just in those later rounds, I think Goddard's just the biggest.
Yeah,
steal.
Goddard definitely.
Yeah, let's take a look at TJ here. So
all right, well. First 5 pick.
Right off the bat, what do we think of Stroud at the 1-2?
I hate it. I think a terrible pick.
Just wanted to get that out there. Sorry.
Yeah, I think his best pick in that first 5 go. Especially considering Nico just got paid. Then moving into the next set, I really like Pearsall. I think he's going to do big things once Ayuk or Debo gets traded this year. And then at the end, I was high on Corley just because I like the player comps he's getting, but not when TJ took him. To be honest, I don't like any of TJ's late round pick.
I thought he was doing good, and then he kind of just went off the rails a little bit.
Yeah,
getting Mostert that late could add some good value, but I think through round 7, pretty decent. I agree. Collins that late's really good.
Hawkinson in the 6th round was a good.
Hawkinson in 6, that's real good. Reed at 7.
Granted,
also solid.
Hawkinson's not gonna play until week 8 at a minimum, I think, but it's a dynasty league, so getting Hawkinson on your team is definitely better than not having. But I don't have much more to add beyond I really like Pearsall, I like Collins, but I also was a beneficiary of Collins last year. I do like the Stroud Collins stack, but Stroud at 1-2 was a head scratcher.
I was a little confused by the Jordan Travis at the 13 too, being honest.
Yeah,
that's
a
weird one too.
Literally don't even know who that is. I saw that go off. I was like, that must have been a misclick. He must have been trying to cue him up and accidentally picked.
He was the Florida State quarterback last year, and then he
also
blew out his leg.
On TJ's. He's a Jet.
Yeah,
so
it seemed like he got a little horned up for some Jets there in that 13th round. Being honest,
with Corley and Travis in the same round is a little bit stupid.
Yeah. Listen, after seeing those 2 picks, I was like, maybe I could convince this kid to trade me maybe he's really high on Aaron Rodgers and he's going to play for 5 years. And I tried I offered him a really stupid trade. I offered him Rodgers, my first round pick in the rookie draft, and then 2 seconds and Keenan Allen for CJ Stroud, and I was like, maybe he's that high, and then he just laughed at me, and I was like, okay, you're not that crazy.
I do just want to say, aside from the obvious weird pick of Jordan Travis and even Corley at 13, whatever number that is, Olave did not need to go 3-2. Olave could have gone way late.
Yeah, taking Olave over Neighbors, Hill, he's in the London
Jalen
Waddle range for sure.
He could have gotten into the 4th round with ease.
I mean,
I have an extra vendetta
last year. Olave
now.
was definitely up in that range, right there with Wilson. But I think Wilson's kind of separated himself as a better wide receiver than London Olave. And I think, quarterback-wise, they're all kind of in the same place.
If Garrett Wilson can produce decently for fantasy to be a top 20 or 25 wide receiver with Zach Wilson at the helm, he is absolutely going to do way better with. I don't care. Aaron Rodgers could be 75 years old. He would still do better with that.
Yeah, I mean, he has the most receptions or targets or something. I think it's receptions of a rookie over their first 2 years ever. So as long as he still keeps getting fed, he's going to get points and he's going to be fine. That's why he's definitely ahead of Olave in London. I think those two are a little
by
closer.
A lot. Yeah.
But yeah, not going Hill or Neighbors there. If you are going to go wide receiver, just a little.
Neighbors to me was the clear pick for TJ to make if he wasn't going to take Christian McCaffrey.
With Neighbors, you just got to put up with a year of Daniel Jones and you're probably fine. Real head scratcher there for sure.
Neighbors is going to. All right. I think you're best in that first 5. I like Rome Odunze a lot. Where you got him, Bosco. I think Rome is going to be very good. I think it is a risk. Because Caleb, as Caleb goes, I think Odunze is going to go. I'm high on Rome Odunze. I think he's going to be very, very good.
Yeah, For me, I think that, well, you know what? Actually, you go first, Potts, and then I'll kind of go where I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love that AJ Brown pick. That was a smash play there at 3-1. Honestly, I can't believe you got him there. I mean, I can kind of, but I
We
absolutely
let
love
it
that
happen.
pick. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was honestly what I was kind of torn between at the 2-6. I was like, should I trade back and try to get some AJ Brown? Ended up sticking with Bijan, but yeah, I mean, I absolutely love that AJ Brown pick. He's an absolute beast. No way, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just good film, good player.
Yeah, for me, that's my favorite pick of my first 5 rounds. Again, I think the value there was just insane. Like, he's definitely have him over Puka. Like, you can make the argument for Wilson over him. But like, I think he like kind of should be right below St. Brown in terms of ranking.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I'd still rather have guys like Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison above him. But I agree with your Puka take over AJ Brown, or AJ Brown over Puka rather.
And then I think Goff for me was like a little bit of a. I mean, I think I don't think I overdrafted him because it's
given the circumstances.
Yeah,
like,
going from him
if you
to then
didn't
the
draft
next
Goff,
quarterback off.
You rely on Drake May. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I did not think he was gonna like. I was pushing to get like one of these picks before Mo, because I was like, this dude, there's no way he doesn't take Goff. He has St. Brown. Like, that's just the perfect fucking start. Like,
yep.
And then he got past Mo, he got past Dan. I was like, let's fucking go, lock it up. Like,
you know what's funny? You know what's very funny about that is that's my pick. If I wasn't gonna get Prescott, the next quarterback target for me was Jared.
Oh, sure. I'm not a big Tua guy, so like when I saw Tua go off there,
I was like,
there. Yeah, shout out Jason for taking Trevor Lawrence too.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We could get to Jason. Yeah, we could get to Jason.
Yeah,
I will say, Bosco, we were talking about it a little bit earlier. I think I'm between Pacheco and Cook, those two. I absolutely love getting in the 6th round. They're both going to be great. I think Cook is going to get a lot more work because he proved it in the playoffs this last year, and with Stephon Diggs leaving because he's a little weenie. For as much as I hate Pacheco because of the one game against the Jets when they actually beat the Chiefs but didn't because the NFL is gay. And
he runs like a Ahmad Bradshaw.
He's just good. Like, it's just good. Like, both of them are good picks. I said earlier, me and Rob were debating between Cook, Pacheco, A-Chain, Walker, and White. We ended up going with A-Chain because he was younger, and he was also home run after home run last year. So we're like, yeah, fuck it, let's go big.
Yeah, the 6th round really, like, I think solidified my team for me. Getting DK as like at the 6-3, I think that was super good value. I think he's like pretty undervalued just because of the Seahawks, but man hasn't had a season where he's not been like a top 20 wide receiver. And then getting Cook and Pacheco, that's just like, I felt so secure at running back that I was like, all right, I could run it with just these two and whoever the fuck else I end up getting later.
Yeah, I thought you absolutely smashed the 6th round. I love that 6th round for you. You absolutely crushed it there.
I would just like to say your 2 best rounds were the 4th and the 6th round. Both rounds, I didn't have a pick in, so I think that has something to do with
it. That's fair. Yeah, and then later on, I think Johnson could be super good value. I mean, Bryce Young provided fucking old ass Adam Thielen with like absolute wide receiver 1 numbers. So if Bryce gets any bit better this year, like Deontay Johnson is a better wide receiver than Adam Thielen was last year.
I will say I liked the Polk pick for you down here.
Yeah, getting Polk and Douglas to stack with May, that was a big goal of mine.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the Douglas pick so much, but
I absolutely sniped for Wicks, man. I was like, I'm getting Wicks, let's go, and then boop right before.
And then that's pretty funny. Yeah, I think Polk is good. I like him. He was the Patriot wide receiver that I was targeting, and then we ended up going with Javon Baker instead. But just later on. But yeah, I like the Jalen Polk pick. That's a good pick.
So all right, Mike, check out the Cheech.
Let's see, Mikey. Okay, I think it's an easy number 1 or best pick that he made in the early rounds. I think Neighbors. Neighbors is the best pick there. Laporta you could probably make an argument for Laporta just because of the tight end premium that we put on it, but I think Neighbors is going to be incredible at least. Oh, also in the mid rounds, I think I like Brian Thomas. I like his rookies. I like his rookies a lot. I like Brian Thomas and I like Neighbors, and then later on, the Zach Moss was definitely a good pick.
I fully agree. I think Neighbors great. I can see Laporta doing fantastic again, but I don't think I would have taken the risk on him. I think Gibbs just gets more involved in the passing game, and that'll take away Laporta. I think I actually think Jameson Williams takes a step up this year. I mean his
I agree
first
with that.
First year was a full scratch, last year basically half a year, right? So I can see things going down for Laporta. Not that he's not a beast and can make shit happen on his own, but I probably I would have let someone else take him. You get McBride literally almost 2 rounds later, and they could both end up being right next to each other. I think the Purdy pick is horrible. I mean, to go Purdy over Dak or
I'm a Purdy fan, buddy.
I
fucking hate Brock Purdy. I'm just gonna throw it out
no
there.
No rushing upside.
That's
All his
slander.
production is just, I mean, I get it. You got McCaffrey, who you can dump off to, and he can get you a ton of points. You got Debo and Ayuk. Hopefully, they're both still there. But he's
and
a
George
system
Kittle.
quarterback, if you want to say. And
I will not stand for this slander.
No rushing upside. To go at 3-4 there over Dak.
Come on.
That's just
NFC Championship game rookie year.
How many points is it for getting to the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, what's
It's a whole season's worth of points, Potts.
No, but you're telling me if Dak and Purdy were there at your pick, you would have picked Purdy over Dak?
I would have thought about it, but I probably would have taken Dak.
Mid rounds, late rounds. I mean, I love Baker at 8-8. I think the disrespect gone too far.
Baker poopy.
No.
Baker was made out of Dave Canales.
I could see the argument there, but I think that he has grit and some skills in him still, and maybe Canales brought it out of him, but I think that type of stuff's there to stay. And when you have players like White, Godwin, and Evans to support you, and I just think he's on a better team than the Browns were. I think he's got better players than he had with the Browns.
Let me do a little thought exercise with you here, Bosco. Between Bryce Young and Baker Mayfield, who are you taking?
I mean, season long, Mayfield easy. Dynasty.
Oh, so you're racist?
I'll go Bryce Young.
You're racist?
Huh?
Bosco, that seems pretty racist to me.
I mean,
oh no, man. Might need to get out of here.
I'll just sell. No, but for real, I mean, I think Bryce Young could definitely take a step forward. I think Deontay Johnson, like I said, was a big addition to him, but I think Baker could still just be just as good as he was last year, even without Canales there. And if he is, that's a huge steal at the 8-8. If he really did.
I hope he is. I have Mike Evans, so I would like him to be good.
I think his best pick in the late round is Freiermuth. That's a huge value there.
Fair.
I think Freiermuth could definitely be a monster.
He could. He's young too. He's only 26 or something.
But then Johnson, Dotson, we'll have to fucking see. Dotson could easily be the best pick of this draft at the 12-9 if he returns to rookie year form. But
and if Jaden Daniels likes.
Yeah, but whatever the fuck happened last year was just full implosion.
Agreed.
Let's go over to Aaron. Now, Aaron's team is fucking. We were talking. The first 5 rounds for Aaron is scary.
Yeah. I think he doesn't have a bad pick in those first 5 rounds. Not necessarily the best for Dynasty, but it's impossible to say the best pick. If I have to pick one, I'm biased, but Christian McCaffrey. Everybody in this league knows that I am a slut for a number 1 running back. My wife knows it. You guys know it. Everybody knows it. I've gone in on Christian McCaffrey so many times in our redraft league. I've traded for him, as Potts knows, and I fleeced Potts out of that trade, and I'm sorry, or I traded him away, Potts, but
that was crazy.
McCaffrey is easily the best player, and it's just great pick. I tried to trade up for him. It was just
I think McCaffrey and Barkley both huge values here.
I do. I really like in the mid rounds for Aaron the back-to-back McConkey and Coleman. Me and Rob, we were counting our chickens before they hatched. I was like, okay, great. We're going to get one of Coleman or McConkey, and then Aaron sniped them both from us. So I'm upset about that. I think McConkey is a great pick just because Justin Herbert has no one else to throw to. And I think Jim Harbaugh is just going to be so horny for his weird white receiver.
That's a very valid take. Yeah, I was going to say, I really like the Shakir pick late. I think, he's going to be that slot guy for the Bills. He's going to get a load of.
I'm not so sure about that. So sure about that. I think the slot guy for the Bills is going to be Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, I could see that too. I think it's going to be one of those two guys, to be honest.
That's
But
why I'm very high on Matt's Kincaid pick. I think Kincaid is going to take over a lot of the volume that Diggs was getting.
Yeah.
I love the Gus Edwards pick. I mean, he's definitely one of the steals of the draft here. Just as his like RB4, I guess.
He just strikes me as the type of guy John Harbaugh just loves.
Yeah.
Harbaugh and it's Greg Roman. So like he'll get the touches and he'll get the looks, but like he's not scoring 23 touchdowns again.
No,
yeah, I don't think the Chargers have the as good of a team as the Ravens last year, right? But if they're on the goal line, he's getting that like 100% of the time. So it's solid, amazing start, scary start, and I think he did some good stuff later on. Look at Max. So
Max's first 5 is also pretty scary. I was definitely Max was an early front runner for me for number 1 team. Just because the Burrow, Gibbs, Brees, and then Tyreek. I think it fell off a little bit, but like all in all, I think Max's team is going to be very good. I also like his Derrick Henry pick later. Derrick Henry is still Derrick Henry. He might have lost a step, but if you lose a step from 2,000 yards and land on 1,300, that's still pretty damn good. So, like, I think Derrick Henry going down to the 8th round, 9th round?
9-4.
Like, yeah, that's wild.
Especially on the Ravens now, who are just like established as a better running team.
Run.
Like, you got Lamar to actually draw distraction away from him.
Yep.
Like, he is going to have some big holes to just plow right through.
I don't love Max's receiving group. Like, yes, Tyreek Hill is incredible. T. Higgins, I think, he's a very injury prone. He's good, but I don't really know what's gonna happen with him this year. And like Amari Cooper, it remains to be seen what he can do with Deshaun Watson, but it's pretty weak after that. Like with Lockett, Wick, McMillan, it seems like there's a steep fall off for his wide receiving group.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I think Max's team overall. The only pick I kind of had a little bit of a gripe with out of that first 5 was the Burrow at 1-6. I think Lamar is a better option there, just because I'm not too high on Burrow. I mean, he's been hurt a whole lot in his career, and when he does play, he doesn't have much rushing upside. But that's kind of being like a little nitpicky because Burrow is like a phenomenal passer. And the stack with Higgins is kind of nice, but we'll see how long Higgins is there for.
That's where I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. But absolutely love the Gibbs, Brees Hall, 2nd-round picks. I had Gibbs last year in our redraft league. Refused to trade him all year despite everyone trying to get him for me. He's a locked and loaded absolute stud in my mind. So
I was shocked that it went Gibbs, Brees Hall, and not the other way around. Like feel like Brees is. I
agree.
get Bijan, but
that.
like I feel like Brees could easily be the RB1 above Bijan. But yeah, that's a scary first 5 picks there for sure. Not a big fan of the double tap with Njoku and Cooper. I'm just realizing that's a lot of faith you're putting on.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, a lot of faith you're putting on the Browns there.
Maybe the Browns and Stefanski are like, oh, maybe we should throw to David Njoku instead. And Deshaun Watson, you're actually not as good as we thought you were. But we'll see.
All right, Potts.
Oh, here we go.
Shit or get off.
All right, Louie, I really like your DJ Moore pick in the beginning. I saw that he was dropping to the 4th round or the 5th round rather, and I was like, okay, if he's dropped all the way to the 5th round now, maybe people are just not noticing him. And I was talking to Rob and being like, yo, if he dropped any further, we might have to go up and get him. And of course you took him. I really like that pick. I think he's going to do great. I also, funny enough, I also really like the Keenan Allen pick when you got him. Just because it's Keenan Allen and the fact that you got him in the 11th round is really, really good. And then in that late round, it's funny though
because you got more Swift and Allen, and I was gonna take Allen. I was telling Jason, I was like, Jason, I'm taking Allen if you want him. Like, you gotta get him, or I'm gonna trade the pick to someone else, and they're gonna take him.
Jason's such a Keenan Allen guy.
That's his guy. That made that pick even sweeter, if I'm being honest.
100%. But I didn't take him because I had Odunze, and I was like, Allen is a really good, like, just fill in till Odunze matures a bit. But
agreed.
I didn't really want to do that. But how do you feel about having 3 Chicago players?
I'm fine with it in the way that I have it set up, in the sense that Keenan Allen is kind of DJ Moore insurance in my mind at that pick. I probably won't start him and Moore at the same time if Rodgers is healthy. But what I will say is that on the Swift side, I'm a huge DeAndre Swift guy. I had him in redraft last year. I have him in another dynasty league. I think he's just a really solid running back. So I just kind of thought, the guys around him. I was, if Jonathan Brooks was there, I would have went Brooks over him. But I needed a running back, and I liked him a lot more than Stevenson and Montgomery and Jamal and Benson.
Definitely best RB pick there for sure.
Definitely best RB to take at the time.
Yeah, and that's honestly what it came down to.
So relying on the Bears off.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked past like it being the Bears offense and just drafting talent at that point because the team might not look the same it looks now in 12 months.
And great value on Kupp. I think he fell a little far. I think he's still going to be just as dominant as he has been. I think last year, like, he was dealing with the hamstring or whatever the fuck it was. Like, people forget that when he was back and healthy, him and Puka were putting up, like, he was putting up better numbers than Puka. So that's huge value. I mean, you have a very solid wide receiver core. The only pick I don't like in your first 7 rounds is Worthy. I think that is a bit of a stretch. Like, I mean, Higgins, Pickens, Metcalf, the Samuel pick, I think that's the best pick on your team. That's just really good value down at the 6'10 there. Like, again, all your wide receivers for the later rounds here, super solid. Just Worthy is he worthy of the pick?
I think he is.
And that was 100% a homer pick as a Texas Longhorns fan. I watched that man receive 1,000 yards as a true freshman and break out at 18, 19 years old. He's not just a burner. He's not just a vertical speed guy. He runs very, very good routes. And he's in an offense that knows how to use really, really fast people like, Tyreek Hill. And, I think he just has a really, really high ceiling in terms of what he can be in that offense. And I think that was worth it at the 5, especially because in my mind, I knew that I was going to be able to get guys like Debo and Kupp later and Keenan Allen to kind of like, if it takes them a little time to get going, I could have these guys like plug in. That honestly, the Worthy pick was probably my second favorite pick of the draft behind the Bijan pick. For sure.
Yeah, I like the Worthy pick. I think at some point the Chiefs are going to hit on one of their young wide receivers, and I think Worthy is probably going to be that guy. So if you get a decent enough guy with Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be hard to not be good.
As long as he doesn't drag race, please. No drag racing. Xavier Worthy, if you're listening.
All the Rice stuff happening, like I could definitely see it. And again, with what you were able to do with wide receivers later on, like Allens and Downs and Kupp and Samuel, and even Addison there, like that's just a smash.
Addison's a great pick too.
And I even like the Gibson late pick there. I think he could definitely have a bit of a revitalization with Stevenson there too. I think they'll end up splitting more work than people think.
Fun fact about me, I'm an Antonio Gibson slut because I drafted him about like 3 years ago. And then gave him a contract extension on top of it for way too much money when he was with the Commies still.
Yeah, you are.
The only picks I don't like are like I said, Schultz and Pollard. I think Pollard's old dusty. But thank you for doing that so I could take Spears a little bit later there. And then Schultz, I just think I like Schultz a lot, but I think there's a lot of mouths to feed, and you're pretty much banking on touchdowns.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, no, I get that. Honestly, Pollard, a little bit of a panic pick there. I just was like, oh, he got paid by them, and then I kind of needed a body in the running back room, and I probably should have went White or Spears, but not a big white guy. I mean, I am a big white guy. Don't get me wrong.
You're a big white guy, Pod.
I'm a big white guy. Yeah, no, a little bit of a mispick there for me for sure. I was kind of after I did that, I was like, I don't know if I like that. Why did I do that?
Check out the Stray J himself.
The Stray J. Yeah, okay. So let's just right off the bat. Trevor Lawrence, bud.
What are you doing? Jason, what are you doing?
That's a bad pick.
Bad dog. Very bad dog.
I kind of want to go position by position with Jason. This is the namesake, so
yeah, I agree.
I think his quarterbacks were bad. Stafford, I like Stafford, but he's old. And Russell Wilson? We had this discussion a couple of years ago. Russell Wilson is over the hill. He's not good. He's not even going to be starting halfway through the year. Yeah, he essentially has two quarterbacks.
That could get real suspect, but at least he got the stack with Pickens. There could be some upside there.
Honestly, I think Jay's best pick in that beginning set is probably Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
I like that pick. If Zay Flowers had made it to 5'10" or 4'10", 5'10", I definitely would have hit Zay. definitely would have gotten Zay Flowers.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab my charger for this thing.
And I this is not like it's not actually me being an asshole to Jason. There's not much else that I'm a huge fan of with his picks. I don't know if I can believe in George Pickens talent wise. Yes, he's shown that he's good, but one the offense coordinator now is Arthur Smith. That's what makes me iffy about it, and plus the suspect of like Russell Wilson and Justin Fields throwing to him. If it's Justin Fields, I'm higher on him. But with Russell Wilson, I'm just not.
I get that. I like Pickens. I think that's a solid pick because I don't know. He has some crazy playmaking ability. But yeah, definitely Zay Flowers in the beginning. ETN always a little bit like he had such a hot streak, but there's no way he can keep that up with that type of volume at his size. I think later on though with like Ridley and Godwin.
Calvin Ridley was a good take.
Yeah, Ridley, Godwin, those are great picks there. I think Godwin got a little disrespected. Like he's still he's on the younger-ish side. He had some injuries and stuff, but like he should be real fucking good still.
The one thing I don't love that Jason did, not the one thing, because I don't love a lot about Jason's team. Sorry for the stray J. I don't like that he got Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. Like, only one of them is going to be good, and it's going to be Zay Flowers. I don't think Rashad Bateman. I think Rashad Bateman is just kind of like he's got to go somewhere else.
But bro, all the hype over on Twitter the last few days. Bateman's the hardest guy to guard in OTAs, and he's really taking a step forward again, and he doesn't have the thingy in his foot anymore.
Is that why Jason picked him? I'm
100%.
not even on Twitter. So
the hype for Bateman on Twitter over the last few days. You got defenders on the Ravens saying he's the most difficult player to guard like right now in OTAs.
That's kind of funny.
I mean, I think Bateman is an amazing player. I don't really know what has gone wrong with him, but I think I'm holding out that there's potential for that upside. I love the Wandale pick. I think Wandale's fallen by the wayside with all the neighbors hype. But I mean, Wandale was starting to really show out before he got in.
He was. Yeah, you're right. I honestly, I'm guilty of it.
And now he's a full year. He's a full year removed from that ACL too, so he's primed for a breakout in my opinion. If the quarterback can get in the ball. One of the picks I fucking hated from Jason's team was the Brock Bowers pick. I am about as anti-Brock Bowers as you could possibly get, to be honest with you. I just don't see it. I don't get it. I get that he produced at Georgia. Yeah, that too. But Brock Bowers, he just kind of strikes me as a guy that's like never going to really be able to block that well, but he's going to be a decent receiver. So he kind of reminds me of like a smaller, whiter Evan Ingram, I guess. And he was really bad on the Giants for about 5 years.
He was.
So. Right. Yeah, really don't like that pick in the 4th round. I would have much preferred Mark Andrews over him. I like the Jamar pick. Trevor Lawrence pick was bad. Russell Wilson, that's a big Jason guy. That was probably a panic pick considering he wanted a Keenan Allen 100% right before that. So just wanted to point that out that, that was probably a panic pick.
Not for nothing though. I think if there's one person in this draft who is not going to panic pick anyone, it is Jason. Jason puts so much effort in and does so much research and always has backups on backups on backups on backup plans. So like, I don't think this is a panic pick. I think it was just a bad.
Yeah, when I was trying to trade him that pick to give him Allen. He was like, I got 3 players that I want in these next 2 rounds. So I think Russell Wilson 100% was the player that he wanted there. I don't know if Brian Robinson, who he was aiming for that 12 spot, but
I'm shocked he would go with Robinson and not try to get Eckler because Jason's such an Eckler boy.
All right, let's go ahead. We already talked a little bit about Rowan.
I don't think we need to cover Rowan's team.
Yeah, best pick.
I don't really like much.
I think that's probably in the first few rounds.
Harrison's his
good
best
pick there. Yeah, I like the Williams pick later.
And
that's good value.
I do like his Josh Palmer pick actually. I like Josh.
Again, I just think it's confusing when like you got a pretty clear identity of what you're trying to do, and then you I would have gone Franklin over Judy. I would not have gone Likely or Auden. There are much better wide receivers to take there. And then these last 3 picks have been kind of a pivot onto like a more of a win now type of pick where it's like, bro, just stack up like you could have taken Javon Baker or Marvin Mims over Mike Williams. You could have taken Khalil Shakir or Rashid Shaheed or Michael, like just a lot of players I think over Palmer. All right, Jake.
Roast me, guys.
Best pick, definitely Dak or JT. I mean, you got blessed by Jason taking ETN over JT. That's
Yes, I did.
just an
I couldn't
absolute
believe
steal.
you did
If
that.
JT's not there, who do you take?
To be honest, if JT wasn't there, I think we were going to take.
I mean, I
If
think
Jonathan Taylor
London.
was not there, I think we
London,
probably were going
Tua,
to
Waddle,
argue.
Vonta.
I think we were probably going to argue over Tyron, Barkley, or I think we might have even gotten Kincaid at that point.
Over
And
McBride?
yes. Kincaid was higher on my list than McBride was. But it was going to be between ETN, Barkley, Kincaid. Probably was going to be the discussions.
Yeah, again, it's so sick that Barkley made it to the 410 for Aaron. I mean, that's just like
Yeah, Barkley going into the 4th round was crazy.
Yeah, I refuse to take that snake.
big fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
I think
enough.
for you mid rounds, getting Evans. I love that. Ingram, I think is fucking great. Like you just got a
Ingram,
guaranteed producer there.
what's funny is normally, and Potts knows this. I'm normally also spend a lot of money on a good tight end kind of person. I usually go heavy running back, heavy tight end, and then fill in the rest with like luck, so to speak. I was telling my cousin I want to take a new approach because of the tight end premium. I was like, I don't care about getting a top end tight end. With Ingram getting consistent volume last year, I'm like, let's smash the Ingram button. If we can't get a guy like Kincaid or Laporta if he falls, God forbid, let's just punt on a tight end until Evan Ingram is the best player available.
Yeah, Ingram
And
and
so the
Kittle,
fact that we got
huge
Ingram
values
was
in this
like,
draft.
yes. And to be honest, if Kittle was there instead of Ingram, I would have taken Kittle.
See, I might have still taken Ingram because I think just like
Go to an Ingram.
this year, Ingram is going to be able to get 100 plus targets, and it is, like you said, in premium, like that bumps him up even more because he's going to get those receptions, and that's like what the name of the game is. Again, why I'm not a huge fan of the Schultz pick because you're kind of banking on those touchdowns. The volume might not be there, and then you're kind of losing the value of the tight end premium.
Yeah, the tight end pick that I really liked for you, Jake, was the Sanders pick at the 14-3. I think he's a very, very talented player. Obviously, like Carolina's like situation's a little bit murky, but he doesn't have all that much competition outside of Deontay Johnson for targets.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Very good after the catch. Very good run after the catch. So I think, getting him as a tight end 2 for you that late, probably a slam dunk, to be honest. I would have definitely
my logic
if I was Rowan.
My logic with those guys was either Leggett or Sanders is going to emerge as the number 1 target for Bryce Young this year.
Yeah,
let's just get it.
That's
Probably
fair.
My least favorite pick for you is Sutton, especially after you took Franklin. I think Sutton's just washed, and I just don't see it. Don't see it happening.
Who would you have taken instead?
Rome Wilson.
Okay, yeah, me and we were arguing between if we wanted Wilson or if we wanted Sutton. And
I would have taken Mims above him.
Ew.
I just think like maybe you get a couple good games from him, but like I don't know what's there after this year for him.
Yeah, Sutton wasn't a future pick. It was just a let's make sure we have people that we can throw in our wide receiver 3 if any of our other guys that we drafted didn't work out.
Another Twitter fact: Josh Jacobs apparently texted Devontae Adams, "You coming back to the Bay?" And he liked it or something like that. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So you're about to get a boost of Jordan Love, Jake.
Yeah, you get that Adams Love stack. Dan's team here, best pick for me first round's Murray at the 2-5. Again, I think he should have gone.
You're so wrong, it's painful. You're so wrong, it's painful.
I think he has, again, of these quarterbacks after Jackson, he's got the most rushing upside. Like, I think he should have gone. If I had Mo's picks, I would have easily hit the Harrison Murray stack. I mean, I've been trying to hit him up to trade Jackson for Murray and a little bit, right? See if I get that done. But I just think Murray is going to be great.
I disagree. I think Kyler stinks.
I don't know what to make of Kyler still, and that's a problem at this point in his career, and that's kind of where I stand. He starts good, and then he just tapers off, or he's hurt.
He's like top really 3 or 4 in like points per game for a quarterback over the last 4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Here's what I have to say to that, Bosco. 2 thumbs down. Let me just talk you out of it real quick. Bosco just did
He's a midget.
such a good throat job on Kyler Murray. Let me undo it real quick.
Glazed him.
What's the most important part for a quarterback?
In
Like
fantasy,
body
rushing.
No, their body part for a quarterback.
In fantasy,
What's the
they're
one
fucking
thing-
legs,
what's-
bro.
What's the one thing that's scrutinized? What's the one thing that's scrutinized the most at like?
Bro, you're trying to say he's not a good
combine?
thrower? That's BS. I
No,
don't buy
listen,
that.
no, Bosco. You just have no idea where this is going. So
You're
let me
talking
get
about his
through here.
mind?
No, I'm
His
talking
his
about
height?
the hands,
His hands?
bro. His hands.
You're going to the hand side.
So his hand gonna be so fucking weak from the carpal tunnel he gets from all the COD he plays, dude.
Bro, he's playing fucking controller.
Get
He's not playing
rid-
mouse and keyboard. This dude's fine.
Get
And it's
rid
COD,
of
bro.
Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray. Yeah, look at this. You think you don't get carpal
Bro,
tunnel
he's
in your
firm in that.
thumbs?
He's firm in that grip
Can't-
up.
Nuh-uh. If he's not stroking his own dick, he's not firm in shit.
I
Kyler Murray stinks.
Can't agree.
Public enemy number 1 for Jake, Lamar Jackson. Public enemy number 2 for Jake, Kyler Murray. It's on site. It's on site for both of those losers.
Kyler Murray's your op.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like the Devontae Smith pick. I was really hoping if I would have taken him over DJ Moore at the 5-1 to stack him with Hurts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
100%. Especially with
love-
Hurts,
I
get that stack.
I love me some Devonta Smith. Absolutely love that pick. Kind of pissed off by Dan, my ex co-manager, to be honest with you. But also Kenny Walker 5'11" is pretty nice.
Yeah, the Walker
Brooks,
White
his
picks
running back
there.
picks
That's
are
good.
His
Brooks at
his picks
7-1.
there were good. I also like Brooks.
I don't think I like the Charbs pick, to be honest. But
That
I don't
late,
know.
I don't
who
I
I
like
mind.
that you weren't confident in your pronunciation and then decided to go with Charbs. That was cute.
Yeah, thanks.
That late, I don't mind the insurance for Walker and could potentially
Oh,
like
right, yeah.
see a
I
larger
agree.
role
I agree.
if Walker like gets traded or something in the next year or two. I hate the
I-
McLaurin pick. That's
Dan
a
is-
terrible pick.
Yes, agreed. I think McLaurin's going to go elsewhere. If he's good, he's going to be elsewhere, but he's going to get left behind by Dotson. McLaurin is a beast.
Washington things like. It's just,
Yeah, I mean, I love Terry McLaurin. He's incredible. I think he's so good. Kind of started the Ohio State run of wide receivers, but he's not going to be what he was a couple years ago. And if Daniels is going to form a connection with any of the wide receivers, I don't think it's going to be McLaurin.
I guess at the 8-2, sure, but like I would rather Mike Evans
Probably a best available situation.
over him.
Yeah, he's just one of those
Oh, that
players
was
that you're
before,
just
right?
like, meh.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
you
know.
just look at the wide receivers that went in the next round or like later that round, like Evans, Cup. Like if you're gonna go for kind of an older guy now at this point, like go Evans, go Cup,
go with
go
those guys.
Ridley.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
Yeah. Wow. Terry McLaurin's 28. Holy crap.
yeah, dude's old. He's fucking like
Yeah. I didn't realize that. He's really old.
He's been
not
around.
really old,
He's
but
been
like
around.
he's older than I thought.
So I think that's a bit of like I don't know. Again, just a lot of other like that would have been the perfect place for Cup.
Yeah, or Evans.
Well, I'm happy he
Or
didn't go
Evans,
there.
You guys got the better wide receivers there.
I will say before we get to Mo, I think for Dan, I think Jacoby Myers was not a good pick.
I like Jacoby Myers.
No, I think he was
He's
very much
fine as
like
a wide receiver too.
he got okay, fine at wide receiver too, but they just added Brock Bowers to be a receiving threat.
Yeah, but I also think Brock Bowers is just going to suck.
Okay, well, I don't think he's gonna suck, but I also think Jacoby Myers had a lot of touchdowns last year, and I don't think that happens again.
I mean, if it's like
They're not as big
Myers,
as that.
Palmer, Shakir, like I'm probably going Shakir there. But like if you're looking between Myers and Palmer, I don't really. It doesn't make that big of an impact to me.
Yeah, he had 8 touchdowns.
I would have gone with some other people around there.
All right. Last but not least, the man who stuck to his guns and did not trade a single. The only person in this draft who has not traded a single pick, Mo, and not for not trying. I definitely sent him a lot of offers.
Easy top pick is McBride with the tight end premium. Kyler loves McBride, like for sure. That's the best pick, and then to supplement it with George Kittle, like safety blanket on safety blanket with that.
Yeah, the Watson Kittle turn right there, that is really solid. Don't love the Chubb turn. That's
yes,
very
agreed.
questionable.
Agreed. I also don't love his second quarterback being Will Levis.
I actually don't mind that. I like Will Levis a lot, but
Well, look at who else was available though.
yeah, I mean, I'd take Levis over Watson and Young probably. But you got to get a
I don't
third
know if I agree.
quarterback then. You got to at least grab
I don't know if I take him over Young.
Yeah, I could see that if you're going Young, but like if you're doing Will Levis as your 2, you gotta shore it up with like with a Penix or a Stafford or a Mayfield, like instead of Chubb there. If he took any of those guys,
Yes.
Rodgers even, like
Yes, I agree with that.
feel a lot better in that case. And I mean, just
I-
running backs in general, kind of weak with like Jacobs. I mean, Jacobs is great. He's on a better team now, but like we did see the decline last year after that insane year
Jacobs,
the year
Chubb,
before.
Eckler, yeah.
Eckler,
He's got
Vidal, you're banking on
underperformers.
him like coming in and being the guy that like
Yep,
supplants
agreed.
Dobbins and Gus Bus. Lloyd as like that safety blanket for Jacob, and Pierce is just a throwaway.
Yeah, I don't understand the Pierce pick there. I understand maybe he's best available, but like,
I would take Chuba Hubbard and Zeke and Gibson all over him.
yeah, I agree with that. I didn't understand that pick.
He's very heavy on Green Bay players. I mean, he's got Jacobs, Watson, Dubs, and Lloyd.
Maybe he's
That's
a
a
Green
lot
Bay
of
fan.
Packers.
Maybe that's a Green Bay fan. Who knows?
You might be able to get some value with your love if you want to love for Herbert. And
I don't. I think Jordan Love is going to be incredible this year.
Yeah, I like Jordan Love too.
It was tough to go with Sanders over Musgraves because I think Musgraves is also going to be great. But like Sanders is a freak, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and then I mean, hey, double tapping with McBride and Kittle, that's going to be a lot of points. Again, he just doesn't really have like
Agreed.
a solidified RB2 unless Eckler comes back with a vengeance.
Wait a minute, he definitely has an RB2 because he has Jacobs and Chubb.
But Chubb is coming back off of like the most destructive knee injury ever. Did you see that dude's leg twist the completely wrong way and like
Sean Livingston also
destroyed his leg.
And
that was the second time that's happened to him.
Yeah, I know. And Sean Livingston tore his knee into 85 different pieces and still never missed a mid-range jump shot. So, like, anything's possible.
Yeah, but did Sean Livingston get his leg
jump shot
twice?
And getting fucking rammed by 300-pound men that are going for your fucking legs to bring you down?
I respect the hell.
You can respect the hell out of him, and you can still think that he's not going to recover as well from that injury.
That's fair. I was an Eckler whore. I'm fucked. Gay little.
You know what pick I like from Mo? 15th round. Some Theo Johnson. And from the Giants that they drafted, Penn State guy, super athletic. He'll be good in like a couple years. Good dev pick. This will be one of those that will come out and be like, wow, he's fucking stupid, or wow, he's really smart.
Bro, just take Bellinger though. Like, just take Bellinger. He's the tight end. Bellinger was looking good before they drafted Waller or traded for Waller.
We got through all the teams. I think maybe next time we do this, once all of the bench is solidified and everything like that. I mean, Lord knows there's going to be trades. Lord knows as soon as the draft's done, Jason's going to be knocking down everybody's door, offering an arm and a leg for a kidney and a liver. So like,
he's going to give me all of his first round rookie picks for now. Feel it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like things are gonna change drastically. I do think it's fair to say that right now it's pretty clear that we have Aaron is all in this year. We've got teams like Rowan being all in on the next like few years, but it seems like a lot of people, myself included, have kind of gone this hybrid method of like get some proven guys, get some young talent. I think the biggest difference though is that you can see people like Matt kind of went in on young guys early and then is kind of supplementing it, whereas Rowan and his team is kind of doing like all young guys, and then you got guys like me who went in on like older guys at first because they've been proven, and then later we're going young guys they hit. I think overall it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, we got a lot of
off-season
left, a lot of hype to get through. Trades are for sure going to be made, and then once the season actually starts, you know, obviously you're going to see a lot of trades going through, figuring out once people figure out, oh hey, my team is actually kind of shit. I need to trade the few good players I have to get some capital and try and rebuild. Clearly, Rowan has the fucking leg up on everyone with
I think Rowan's the front runner for last place here.
Yeah.
I don't know if we decided on this yet. I think it could be fun for like maybe we do a last place punishment for this league every year.
Nah, you can't do last place punishment in Dynasty.
It's tough for Dynasty because you could be bad for years.
And like it's kind of a goal to be bad. Like you don't want to, you know.
Is it that big of a goal that you're willing to do the punishment? I don't know. It might be fun.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Anything maybe
Might be
like
a little
a
wrinkle to add
a
in.
toilet bowl punishment. Whoever loses the toilet bowl.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not just last place.
But yeah, good fucking first ep here. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pretty much irrelevant rounds left.
Oh my!
It's gonna be a lot of dirt.
We might be done by September.
Yeah,
9 more rounds.
Yeah, I think this is a little. We got through the most of it. And once we get through, I mean, just off rip, we're feeling, obviously, Aaron's team is scary. Jake, you got a real solid potential squad here. Let's just clicking through real quick. TJ, not too concerned. I personally think my team could really go either way. Like, it could fucking, it could be great, or it could just fully bust, and I'll need a year or two. But I honestly
I think
the
front runners for this year are probably me, Aaron, and
who's the last one?
Max.
Yeah, Max definitely with Gibbs, Hall, Hill.
Yeah, I think the three of us kind of
Henry
are going to be looking for the inaugural win. I think the bottom tier is probably Jason, Rowan, and TJ, and then I think the rest of everybody is kind of fighting for that middle ground.
I think Mo could be in that bottom tier if Chubb doesn't come back. I think
my boys might be able to make a little bit of noise this year. I don't think we could win the whole thing, but I think we'll be solid in the middle, which is right where you don't want to be in Dynasty.
I think Dan could actually make a bid for a top team.
I was looking at Dan. He's got the running backs to potentially make it happen. I think it really comes down to McLaurin and Smith being good enough, because he doesn't really have much wide receiver help after that with Rome, Myers, and Mims. I guess if Mims goes off too, that could be real good. I mean, Potts, you honestly got a scary team. I like your team a lot too. If Rodgers can stay healthy, you've got really solid wide receiver. Like, you got some old guys with Allen, Cup, but like Debo more. If Worthy works out, if not, you still have Cup, Allen, Downs. Like, for you, it really depends on, I think, Swift, Robinson staying healthy, if Gibbs can get involved, and if Rodgers can stay healthy.
Yeah. Well, Rodgers a big if, and he's on the goddamn Jets, so we'll see.
Yeah. Matt's also kind of right in the middle there. He's got some solid players, could have more desired at running back. I think that's what's going to hold him back. Cheech.
It'll be really interesting to see what everyone does during the season.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes that are made to these teams in the middle of the season. Everybody in this league loves trades, clearly.
Yeah, I think
right now everybody's just chasing Aaron.
Yeah, if you look at just like good running backs being like the key to actually having a successful season. Aaron's got real solid. Max, like we said, super solid with his running backs there. Again, I think Pot's real good there. And Jake as well with Taylor, A-Chain, Mixon. And we'll see about Singletary.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
All right. Good stuff, y'all.
All right.
Sorry for the Stray J. This has been the Stray J podcast with your boy Bosco, Louie Potts, Pottery Potman, and Jake L taking the W, though. Bakeman, I don't fucking know. We out.
That was good, man. That was pretty good. That was great.
We'll see. All right, boys.
Thanks, Matt. Give me all 8 hours.